I spoke recently on the program about Australia's gun ban in the context of gun violence. And I mentioned during that segment that even though I know that Australia's gun ban was very effective in reducing the number of gun homicides, I wasn't sure whether the total homicide rate, the total intentional homicide rate had gone down. And I made the case that, listen, I don't have the data in front of me. We weren't really prepared for that on that program. I said, if the total homicide rate didn't decrease, but only the gun homicide rate decreased, that would support that conservative idea that getting rid of guns won't make a difference. People will find a different way to kill the person they want to kill. I got some great data sent to me via email about this, and it turns out that it is not the conservative theory that is correct when it comes to Australia's gun ban. What we're talking about here is the intentional homicide rate per population. So the total rate of deliberate homicides in the country based on the population. In the US, listen very carefully here, 4.8 per 100,000 is the intentional homicide rate, for about 5 per 100,000. In Australia, the intentional homicide rate is 1 per 100,000. So what we see, Lewis, is that the idea that by banning guns, Australia decreased gun homicides, but not total homicides, and that their homicide rate is actually high as it is in the US per population, is flat out wrong. The total homicide rate in Australia is only 1/5 of that in the United States, and it was drastically reduced when the gun ban went into effect in Australia. This is a separate question from whether we should have a total gun ban here, but we cannot deny the numbers.
Right. And when you think about it, David, guns just make it easier to kill people. If you know that you have to go kill someone, you want to kill someone who's twice your size, you have no qualms about doing it with a gun. But if you have to use a knife, well, you might think twice about it.
The refrain from the right, Lewis, I think what you're getting at about guns don't kill people, people kill people. Yes, that's true. But what we're talking about is people with guns killing other people and how much easier it is to do that than it is without guns. And that tired old refrain of guns don't kill people, people kill people. We're worried about people with guns killing other people. And by preventing them from having guns, they wouldn't be able to kill so many people. It's a very straightforward concept.
It is. And even when it comes to solving crimes, David, if there is a gun that is being passed around illegally, it can be impossible to trace. You could never find out who the killer is. But if it comes down to a fist fight or something of that nature, it might be easier to find out who did the killing.